Hey Puddins! It is your girl glittamamma here, and today I am going to be showing you how I make my sweet tea. This is a thing I've made throughout the years. I think I learned how to do sweet tea at a very young age. I think I was like maybe 10 or 11 years old. Don't hold me to it, but I've done it for a freaking long ass time, y'all. So let me just show you what I use. I actually use just like generic store brand tea. Sometimes I will spend more on like Lipton tea or any of the other brands that there is out there. Now I have these little small like teas that you would make like black tea with, just like a cup or whatever. So what I do is I put 10 of them in there because they're a little bit smaller. Now if you have the big family size bags, I usually tend to put anywhere between 5 to 6 bags, just kind of depending on roughly the just kind of depending on the tea bag itself. But normally I just get my local grocery store. This is Larland's this is Ingalls' generic brand, which is called Larland. And if anybody has an Ingalls, holla, like comment in the comment section if you have a local Ingalls and you know what I'm talking about. But what I do is I just get kind of I don't know what size this pot is, but it's about that big. You can get a smaller pot if you want, fill it up a little bit more, but I kind of fill it up about a little bit over a half of a way. And I sit it on the stove and I put the tea bags in and I let it boil. I let it get to the point where it's like rapidly boiling, and then I let it sit there and boil for an extra minute or two just to kind of get it a little bit more of the tea flavor. And then I will turn off the oven and I will let it completely stop boiling, and I'll let it completely stop boiling and let it sit there and sift for maybe a minute or two. Sometimes I do it a little bit longer, about 5-10 minutes, just kind of depending on what I am doing throughout the day. In a pitcher, add about a cup to a cup and a half of sugar. Sometimes I do 2, depending on how sweet I want it. Now that you have your sugar, which should even out, like I said, about a cup to a cup and a half. If you want to go sweeter, you can do 2, but that's a little bit ballsy. Now what I like to do is I like to turn on my faucet and let it get as hot as possible. And then what you're going to do is once it gets hot, you're just going to want to cover it, cover the sugar up just to over about that much, okay? So, yeah, that's good. Okay. And then you want to grab you a large spoon and just stir it up really, really, really good. I'll show you the consistency here in a minute of what it should look like. That way, if you are curious. Now, you're going to take your pot of hot tea, and with your spoon, get one of these spoons like this that's got like a kind of like holes in it or whatever, or lines or whatever. And you're going to keep the tea bags from going into the tea or into the pitcher, obviously, and you're just going to squeeze out all of that tea. And it's already smelling really good, y'all. And I ain't even done. And so now you want to stir it again so you can get all of that sugar mixture that we just did and the tea together. Now, with the coldest setting on your sink faucet on your faucet that you have, let it get a little cold, and all you're going to do is just pour water in it. That's all you're going to do, and I'll show you. Okay, so now after you've gotten that made, you can either put, like not fill it up all the way and put ice in it, and then serve it like it is, or you can fill up a cup with ice, or you can put it in your refrigerator and let it chill and get real nice and cold. Now, I like to do this like kind of in the daytime, like, I don't know, like when I wake up, or like kind of like mid-afternoon. That way for dinner time, we have this tea for eating with our food, obviously. But it's a nice, let me just pour a little bit and I'll show you what the color looks like when you put it into, you know, your glass. Because it'll look really dark, but this is what my tea looks like. Now, you can have it darker than this if you want. If you want to steep it for longer, put some more bags in it. If you put 6 bags of the family size or 12 of the smaller, like, individual cup size, it'll be darker than this. Now, I only put 10 in here of the small bags, or 5 of the bigger family size bags. But, cheers. Tink. So good.